the more information you consume, the more you are ready to take on the world and obviously know about a lot of stuff, which puts you in a better position to be successful at many different things. And we're specifically going to look at a different angle as well with regards to reading paperback versus reading by listening to audiobooks. And there's pros and cons to both. There's science behind both. We're going to explore those topics. I'm not for or against either one. I prefer reading on a paperback. Of course, that's the original way I feel to do it. But I also find myself in time pickles from time to time. And it's extremely, extremely good for your, let's call it, growth and mental capacity and skill sets and stuff like that to actually get behind reading.
For the very first time, we've never had this chat. We've sort of like scraped the surface in the past on which is better, and you've got your opinion, I've got my opinion. But now more recently, it feels like our opinions are sort of like merging. You're exploring the audiobook world and all that, and you always used to make so much fun of me for listening to audiobooks. You're always like, I come to you and I'm like, I just read this cool book. And you're like, oh, did you read it on audiobook or Audible? Or and it was just so demeaning. But at the same time now, more recently, you came to the agreement of saying, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot and I'm going to see what this is all about, this Audible or listening to audiobooks as opposed to reading them, because you just can't find the time to sit down and actually read them.
So even myself, when I read paperback, sometimes I find myself not being able to really concentrate on the pages. Here's the funny thing. So there were a few studies done on this. The two biggest studies that was done on this was by the University of California by a psychology professor called Matthew Traxler. And the other one was done by, they just call them or this person Rogowski. So she basically put her assumptions to the test, which was that, listening to audiobooks is cheating. That there's going to be a lot more consumption-based and knowledge retention from reading paperback, which is kind of I would say the group that I found myself in as well. So what she did is she started by putting one group in a area that just listened to a section about World War II. She took another group and put them behind the actual reading material. And then she just, for good measure, took a third group that had a combination. So half reading, half listening to the same material. They all took a quiz at the end of the event. And lo and behold, what do you think was the results, Manu? Who do you think knew the most about the content?
The paperback?
No.
If you want to get access to sneak previews to our upcoming shows on a weekly basis, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel or join our Facebook page, where we also share our blog posts and other great content from time to time. So head over to our Facebook and YouTube channels and feel free to share it with your friends so that they can also join you on the journey to success. Until next time, guys, cheers.